Hello, new Helga poster. What's up, fellow weirdos of the internet, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Ray Rottingwell, and I'm a special effects artist, costume designer, and character actor, and I'm here to talk about my favorite things. So I did a little poll last night on my Instagram. If you're not following me, make sure you are at RayRottingwell_FX, asking if you'd rather see a makeup video today or a haunt related video, and surprisingly a majority of you wanted a haunt video, so that is what I'm giving to you today. I thought it would be cool if we went through my years haunting and kind of talked about my different characters and how I went from starting off as a volunteer at 18 years old to being one of their main actors now at 25. Before we get into this video, I want to give a quick haunter shout out to Ethan. He works for Massacre Haunted House over in Chicago, and he has such cool character designs. I've never actually had the pleasure of seeing him act in person, but just the costume design alone and the ambitious pieces that he's put together is very cool. And he's also part of a really awesome mask and costume company, so I will leave links to everything down below, so you should definitely check him out. He's really awesome. So my journey starts in 2013. I had just graduated high school and I thought I wanted to do stage makeup for a living. I wanted to move to New York. I wanted to be a part of every Broadway production in the hair and makeup department. So that's kind of where my head was at. But I decided to take a year off and just kind of try to find myself. I had just gotten out of a really long relationship and I wanted to enjoy this new independence and being out of school. Around September, I had decided that I wanted to do something really cool for Halloween. I wanted to do something really gory, and I wanted that gory thing to look very realistic. So I went onto YouTube, and it was kind of when special effects was starting to become more of a known thing. Like, they had YouTube videos and there were very small amount of channels. I think I stumbled upon maybe 2 or 3. And I watched a bunch of videos and went to Spirit Halloween, got as many knockoff versions of the products that they were using as I could find, and I did this makeup that I'll put right here. And it wasn't too bad, in my opinion. For it being my first time, I didn't really think it was all that terrible. So I decided, to see what else I could do with it. My mom told me that she found the phone number for this haunted house in West Palm, which is currently the one that I'm working at now. And we didn't really know what was going to come from it. I didn't think I would end up working inside the actual haunted house because I missed the casting call. It was just volunteers. So I thought I'd be ripping tickets or like working like the concession stand or doing something like that. So I went to fill out forms and get, a little more information about what I needed. And they told me that I would actually be an actor. I just wouldn't get paid for it, but I would still get into makeup. I would have a costume. I would have a room to scare in and all that. So I was super excited. I didn't care that I wasn't getting paid. I was just excited that I actually got to act and I was going to be part of the production. And I worked mostly in one haunt. So I was in the Sunnyvale orphanage and I had a blast. I worked super hard every single night. I wanted everyone to consider me to be an actual actor and not a volunteer. Like, I was very enthusiastic and very professional, and I just wanted people to like think I was super legit. And while I was watching the other actors get their makeup done, I was asking questions about what the makeup artists were doing and the products that they were using and techniques and things like that. So I was learning about acting, but I was also learning about makeup. So I kind of got the best of both worlds from being a volunteer. And I was hooked. I mean, after that first night, that was all I cared about, was working in the haunt industry. I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. And I befriended all of the designers, all of the bosses, anybody that I thought I needed to make sure would remember me for the next year. And I spent all year practicing my makeup and going through all of this trial and error, just trying to teach myself. And then they announced what the different houses were going to be for that year, and I made a complete head-to-toe character specifically made for this house that I wanted to be. And I will put up a photo of the character that I made. Her name was Lilith. She was pretty cool. And my best friend at the time, who I actually met from working at the haunted house, we went to the casting call, and they remembered us, and the designer that I wanted to work with recognized the two of us and saw that we were, you know, fully decked out in makeup, like super into it, and wanted to be in this house. So that's how I got my first kind of like makeup job and acting job, because she wanted me to do my makeup every night, so I was able to have my full head-to-toe character. I got to do it every single night. And from there I got asked to do special events, any type of promotional things I would go do. They had us go to FAU, which was, you know, is a big university by me, and they had like Halloween themed like luncheons for a whole week during October. So they invited us to go dress up as zombies. It was when The Walking Dead was really big, and so I got to go there and be a part of that, which was really cool. And it just kind of snowballed from there. The next year I was able to be in the commercial. It was a Louisiana voodoo styled house, so I was a witch character. Her name was Alzephine. I was on a promotional like poster that they had set up at like different Spirit Halloween locations and places around like downtown West Palm Beach. So people had big posters and prints of my character that I made, which was really cool. Again, it was another year that I had creative freedom, head to toe, full on costume, all 100% done by me. After that season ended, I got invited to go to St. Louis and go to the huge haunt convention that they have, which is basically, it's this huge convention that you can only go to if you're affiliated with a haunt or affiliated with some type of product that you wanted to have like a booth for. And it was probably one of the most amazing experiences ever. Then I had kind of a rough year. There was a lot of emotional things going on with me, and I almost wasn't going to be part of Fright Nights that year. And then I ended up getting picked up by a different designer, and it was really cool. It was this like doll factory styled house, which was something that I was really excited to do because I have a fear of dolls. Like, creepy dolls make me really uncomfortable. So I kind of almost like conquered a fear being in that house. I wore a bald cap every single night, and everybody thought I looked plastic, which was great because I could just stand there slumped over and everyone thought I was fake. I would even let people touch me so that they could get like a better sense of if I was real or not. I ended up being a breaker, which is one of the bigger roles inside the house. I would replace each actor in each room and give them a 10-minute break so that they could go do whatever. So that was really cool. That was a really fun responsibility. It was cool not being in the same room every night, because if you're an actor and you're getting paid, you're responsible for being in a certain room every night. So when you're a breaker, you kind of get to go all around the houses, which is really, really fun. If I ever were to go back inside of a house, I would probably only want to be a breaker and nothing else. the year after that was when I introduced Helga to the world. And Helga originally wasn't even supposed to be for anything for Fright Nights. I made her for an event that other actors from Fright Nights were invited to act in, but it wasn't a character that I made specifically for Fright Nights. It was for this really awesome traveling circus act and freak show act called Helzapoppin'. I worked with them for a couple of years as entertainment, and I would dress up as Helga, and that's kind of how she was created. And then the time came for us to start filming our commercial for that year. I believe it was 2016, maybe 2017, I don't remember. But they invited me to be Helga for that. So that was kind of when Helga got introduced to Fright Nights as an actor, like as a character. So I was in the commercial, I was her. I'll put up my cool clip that they made for me. Fright Nights. And it was very weird because I wasn't a super big fan of Helga. If anyone is new, I have talked about Helga being something that I wasn't super crazy about being, but because so many people liked her, I kind of just like dealt with it. But I wasn't her at Fright Nights until 2018. 2018 was the first time I was actually like her for Fright Nights. But she wound up being on billboards on I-95, which I'll put a picture of, and I was on a advertisement that played during American Horror Story Cult.
All new Tuesdays at 10 on FX and FX Now.
Fright Nights at South Florida Fairgrounds. 4 haunted houses. Monster Midway Scare Zones. Opens October 6th and runs every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday after. For tickets and more info, visit myfrightnights.com.
But I wasn't Helga that year. I was in a house still. It was my very last year being inside one of the houses. And it was one of the first times I actually like went through different processes of this character that I made. I think I might have gone through like 4 different phases of this character before I actually settled on anything for her. Her name was Vasikin, and she was a demon character, and my house that I was in was kind of like Salem Witch Trial, you know, people being possessed by these witches, and you know, blood sacrifices and like weird church scenes and forests, and really it was very interesting. And there were 2 separate entrances, so you could either go through like the witch's side or go through the villager side, and then it would meet in the middle. So it had a lot of really cool new things that I was really excited to be a part of. And again, I was a breaker, so I was able to kind of get a feel of the whole house, and I was part of a music video. I'm a black mouse, yes, we devour. I still talk about it and show people the video of me being in it. It was one of our makeup artists. She was inspired by the house, so she asked me and another girl to dress up and do some spooky stuff for her music video. So that was really cool. So that was the last year that I was in a house, and 2018 rolls in, and I was asking my bosses how they felt about me leaving the houses and going out on Midway and being Helga, since she was so popular on like social media and was used for a lot of advertising, but nobody saw her because I was a different character in the houses. So they gave me a shot, and I had the time of my life. Very stressful and very scary, just because it's all on you. You know, you're not in a house where there's like mood setting and there's music playing and there's cool lighting to kind of give off this really scary vibe. Like, you're outside in the lines and you have to rely on yourself. You have to rely on your acting abilities. You have to rely on how, you know, your costume is and your makeup is, and all of that. It's more like it's all on you. I noticed, like, my first year of being outside on the Midway as Helga, my improv skills weren't very good. I had a really hard time connecting with the audience and really showing everybody what I could do, because it's very intimidating your first time doing it. So it was really great when I got asked to be her again in 2019.
I knew it was coming in still. It's still delicious coming out.
You thought it was over.
It's fabulous. Outstanding. All 4 rooms that I made it through. that creepy chick, I don't know. What's her name? I don't even know what your name is. Helga. She's creepy. She followed me. I thought she was gonna come home with me. Go get in my car.
So what did you think? Can you show the thing? Oh, Helga. Yes, Helga.
And I have a hard time being the same character over and over again. That's one of the things that I really liked about being inside a house, was every year I was something different. But Helga was so big, I knew I wouldn't be able to not be her. But then I got this idea for an asylum character, and that's what made me create Kit in 2019. So I worked on her all October while working at Fright Nights. I got Kit done the morning I was supposed to unveil her, which was the second to last night we were open, and then the last night I was gonna also be her. So I had 2 nights to be her, and I finished her costume and everything the day I was supposed to be her. But I got her done, and she was a really big change as far as acting goes and demeanor and everything. So I'm excited to be her this coming year and kind of play with her a little bit more. But that's how I became this weird person that I am today. I never really thought that I would be doing this with my life. It's not a bad thing. I love every second of it. But I don't think you really would consider this to be a job that you could actually have. But I'm so grateful for the opportunities that it's given me, and it's been so inspiring for me, and has been such a creative outlet, and it's been such a safe haven for people like me that aren't always understood but just want to make art and just want to express themselves in a very unique way. And it's been such a blessing, and I love every second of it. So if you're anything like me and you need that creative outlet, and you have a love and passion for Halloween, and you kind of never really grew out of getting excited, checking off your calendar during October, waiting until you got to October 31st, I definitely recommend finding if there's a local haunt near you and when they're having a casting call or how their audition process works, because it's something, it's out of this world, honestly. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy me, if you enjoy my channel, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and push the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Thank you, have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video.